Hey, how's it going, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. So today's video, I wanted to discuss and go over something I've seen growing in popularity with just this last year for sure. It's Canteen kits. And as far as I know, most people have either owned one or used one, or at least know the different types that you can have. You know, you see your U.S. military canteen kits that some of them are plastic bottles that have the stainless steel nesting cup or aluminum nesting cup, and they normally come with a little stove stand that you can put coals underneath. And now we've got newer ones like this one that are titanium, and so it's just something that I've seen grow really popular within this last year, and hopefully this video can help you determine maybe which one you would want to lean to, or which one that, if you don't have one yet, which one you might want to purchase. So all right, the first one is the Pathfinder stainless steel canteen kit. This was actually like a collaboration with the Canteen shop, and I know they've now changed their name to a different name, but regardless, the Canteen shop is the ones who are making this for the Pathfinder store. So I'll go over the actual kit itself. This was my very first water bottle, like metal water bottle kit. I didn't have a metal water bottle or the Nalgene Guyot design bottle. I had a plastic Nalgene, and then when it came time to get a metal kit, I went with this one. So this one is pretty old. I think it's going on like 3 years old. I don't know if there's any new updates to it or not if you go and buy it right now, but I will put a link to where to find this on the store and all that in the description box below for you. The big difference with this one, and like what you'll see if you go to an Army Navy store right off the bat, is the handle. The handles on the U.S. Army model canteen kits that normally have the plastic bottle, they have their butterfly handles, and the Pathfinder store changed that by putting this T handle here. And some people like it, some people don't. I honestly don't mind it. I will say that I've now kind of lost my fondness of it just because of what I've gotten used to. It's not that I think there's anything wrong with it. This is actually probably the strongest, most heavy-duty handle I've seen on a canteen kit before. But it's just a handle that everything nests together, and then it clips underneath it and holds it all together. And so when it comes time to use it, you remove the stove. This is the stove stand that comes with it. I'll show that in a little bit. And you fold the handle up, and there's actually a little moving piece right here that you move down to lock the handle. I know that Dave Canterbury said his reasoning for doing this was so that there's a major point of contact, so that whenever you go to set this in the fire, you can actually kind of set the handle outside the fire, and it makes it more sturdy. So that's your cup. The cup has the Pathfinder logo on the front and Canteen shop logo underneath it, and then on the inside it's marked with ounces and milliliters. So you have a 25 ounce mark up here at the top, and then you have a 700 milliliter mark over here on the side. Your bottle nests with that one, and this is bigger than your plastic canteen bottles. It's bigger around this way and this way, and it's really heavy duty. You can't dent it. It's really thick stainless steel. Same thing, logo there on the front. And then the plastic, the cap is a plastic cap with this rubber washer on the inside, and the mouth is plenty wide enough. You can use the fish mouth spreader grabber on here, or make a toggle with a piece of wood and string. And then the stove stand here, it's really a nice stove stand. This is one of my favorite parts of the whole thing because it's thicker and it's got a big enough base on it that you can put even bigger pots and stuff too. So that's actually pretty handy. It does vent really well. It's got enough room that you can put coals underneath and keep feeding it. So this is a really handy feature, but it's almost an exact match with the bottle and with the cup. This is the canteen cover, or carrying case that came with it. It's got molly webbing on the back to where you can thread it if you have your speed clips, or you can use the snaps and the clips that come with it. The snaps aren't the most secure. This is an older one, so it's a little bit worn out. It's got a drain hole on the bottom of the case, and The pockets have Velcro. There's 2 pockets on the sides, and then this clip comes over the whole thing and snaps shut. It fits in there really easily. It's pretty oversized, so you could actually put some more stuff down in here if you needed to. It did come with some shock cord and some cord locks on here, but I've since removed that, and I'm using those elsewhere. I don't even remember where they're at now. But yeah, there's plenty of room for your for your gear and your kit and all that stuff. So that is the Pathfinder stainless steel Canteen kit. This is the way it came when I bought it. It might be different now. All right, so let's look at this other kit. This is a newer kit, newer product overall, and this is what a lot of people are using and posting about and sharing. So we'll go over the actual contents of the kit first, the same way that we did with the Pathfinder. So inside the carrier is this heavy cover Canteen titanium kit. The whole thing's titanium, the lid's titanium, the cup and the bottle. And this is something that it intrigued me when I first saw it, but I'll be honest, because of the price, I stayed away from it for a little while. When it first came out, I saw a lot of people jumping on it and liking it and talking about it, but I stayed away from it just because I came from stainless steel. The only titanium cup that I had was either a Snow Peak or a Toaks. I think it's a Toaks titanium cup, and I really enjoyed it, but I just wasn't sure about something that was all titanium, so I kind of stayed away from this for a little while. When I first saw this, I think it's changed now, don't quote me on it, but it comes with a plastic lid that has a ring at the top, and I have that back at home. And you used to have to buy the titanium lid separate, but now I think it all comes together. So you'll get your bottle, your cup, and your lid, and I want to say both your lid to your cup and both lids to the canteen itself. It's crazy how lightweight this is. The titanium itself is really thick-walled, heavy gauge. You can't dent this in. Even the cup, it would take a lot of force, like you stepping on this or running over it or something, to bend that. And the handles, unlike the Pathfinder one, are the butterfly handles. Now, they're not necessarily square if it's important to you to have it square on the bottom of the cup, but I can say that when you open this up, it does take some weight off if you want to lean this back. If that's something that's a selling point for you, the Pathfinder cup does have the actual T-brace that you can lean it back. But the thing I like about this is these handles, as long as you don't have it directly in the flames, if you kind of do like what you do with the Pathfinder cup, these handles just never get hot because titanium transfers that heat so much differently that they kind of stay cool. It's got really nice heavy bracketing. It's kind of offset so that the handles will lock into each other. This one has a bracing through the middle here, and it's just really heavy duty. You can hold this. This bottle's full of water, and these aren't flexing or anything at all right now. So that's more similar to the U.S. Army, like GI model bottles. Bottle is pretty standard size. I want to say it's almost the same size as the plastic bottles from the Army model. Whereas the Pathfinder cup and Canteen and bottle are much bigger and hold more water. The lid itself, to me, is a lot better designed. The threads are metal on metal. If you get the titanium lid, it's got a nice rubber O-ring washer up here that isn't going to get boogered up if you accidentally unscrew it or screw it in wrong or whatever, like with that Pathfinder one. It screws in nice and tight, and then I just have some paracord here so that I can drop it and not lose it, because that's another feature I like. It's got a D-ring up on top, so everything kind of stays together. The lid is has a heavy gauge D-ring up here, and it fits fairly loose on the cup. It's not enough that it's gonna fall off, but it's easy enough that you can pick it up with a stick. All right, so let's look at this carrier. This is a separate purchase from the titanium, the heavy cover titanium Canteen kit. That does not come with any kind of carrier or any kind of bag. It just comes just the way it is. It will fit the Army model or GSI model covers that are similar to this. This one is not the U.S. Army. It's not canvas. It's actually kind of a nylon material or whatever, but those will all fit together. So as long as you have a carrier like this, you've got no problem. But if you want to get a carrier that was designed and made for the heavy cover Canteen kit, this is the one to get, in my opinion. This is a Centerline Systems mother carrier, and the reason why they call it the mother carrier is that's kind of their play on it's the mother of all Canteen carriers. Once again, the same as with the titanium, this isn't cheap. It's not something that is your common man price, but to me it's worth saving up for if you're in the market for it. Really quick, I will say that none of this heavy cover Canteen kit or the Centerline Systems mother carrier bag, none of it's new for me. I bought all of this used, and that's something that I could encourage you to do. I hate that I'm not giving my money directly to the makers of the heavy cover Canteen kit or Centerline Systems, but you can find it used, especially on Bushcraft USA forums. They pop up every once in a while and they'll sell really quick, but I was able to save some money on both of these by doing that, and that was part of my only hesitation in the beginning to not buy this stuff brand new was the pricing, and I was able to get some money off by buying it used. But now that I know and I've used this kit as much as what I have, I can tell you this: I'm going to be buying all of it brand new again to have two of these. The biggest thing that they changed is the size of it and the pocket layout, and really just kind of everything on it. They still have the MOLLE webbing on the back, although it is more spread out. The snaps are really heavy duty. I mean, you would have to really get it snagged on something to pull those snaps off. The inside of the cover almost has a rubber lining to it, and I really like that, because if you put cold water in your Canteen kit, and I do that because of where I am here in Texas, and it just gets hot in the summer, those Canteen kits sweat, and before you know it, the whole bag that you have is soaking wet, and if it's riding up against you, or if you've got it on your pack or whatever, it kind of wicks that moisture and gets everything wet. So really smart for them to coat the inside of this with rubber coating. It almost kind of feels like the rhino lining that you see in the back of truck beds, that hard surface. It does add a little bit of weight to it, but for me the payoff's worth it. That also keeps a lot of the black gunk and stuff, if you're using it in the fire, from getting on the inside of your bag. And if you were to put anything else in there, like I like putting a Scotch pad in the bottom of this or on the side of it, it keeps it from getting that stuff everywhere. So I really like that. You look on the inside, there is a pouch for the lid. I like that too. The lid just slides right in there, and in another video I'll show you some different functions that you can use for that. But yeah, that's intended for the lid, and then the bottle and cup goes straight in there. It has a large front pocket on the front that's got actually plenty of Velcro, to where if you were to put something in here that was taller, you could actually open this up and have some more clearance space up there. And then the buckle comes and snaps over the front. It's got pockets on the sides that are similar to the GSI models. They're just a little bit deeper, although they're not as wide. They are deeper, and there's still plenty of room to get in there. And then another pocket on this side, and then it has webbing loops right here. And it took me a little while of thinking and some creativity to figure out what to use these for. I've seen people stuff flashlights or pin lights with a pocket clip down these. I've seen people stuff the chem lights down these. I don't use either of those. So in another video I'll show you how I utilize that, and how me and my buddy Clint kind of thought up what you could do with this. And then you have your webbing on the bottom that you can lash stuff to. And the last thing that I think that makes this the biggest feature is it comes with a shoulder strap. So I didn't realize how much I liked this and how valuable this was until I bought it. I was so used to just putting this down in my pack or trying to molly it to a outside of the pack, and it just kind of flops around and all that. And now that this is compatible with this shoulder strap, you can base whole kits around this. You could, fill these pockets with stuff you need, lash something to the bottom, and carry this almost like a haversack. So that was really, really, really cool to me. That it was one of those things I didn't realize I wanted it until I had this. So what you've all been watching this video for, the pros and cons. So we'll start off with the pros. The pros that both of these share is it holds a lot of water for a single person, and it can do a lot for you. Since you have the cup and the lid or the stove, whichever one you have, you can actually cook different meals in this. You can make soups, you can make hot chocolates, you can make coffee or whatever. Those are pros. Pros, they're very both durable. Both heavy gauged metal. You can tell that the quality on them is really, really nice. They're gonna last you a good long while. Like I said, this one is fairly old. Other pros, if you're a fan of something that's this shape, that you just kind of like the feel of the Canteen kit. I don't know why. I'm one of those guys. I've always kind of been drawn to a Canteen kit over a nesting bottle or like a Nalgene shaped bottle. Then these are for you. There's just something about seeing somebody pull out a Canteen. I just like that. It's like nostalgic or something. And really, other than that, that's when we start hitting the differences. All right, so the cons. I'll start off with the cons for the Centerline Systems mother carrier and the cons with the heavy cover Canteen kit. When you have the mother carrier on your shoulder and you've got it hanging down next to your waist, and you want to get into one of these side pockets and you go to open this up, I understand the logic as to when there's weight on this. If you were to hinge this differently, this would kind of fall down. It would swivel down. So it's good that there's not much difference when there's weight hanging on this. But what that does is it makes it hard to get anything out of here because this is pushing down. So you almost have to use two hands and lift this up and then pull stuff out. So what I've done is I kind of pack this to where I put stuff in the side pockets that I don't necessarily need to pull out real quick. Whereas if you put it in the front pocket and you undo this, there's no weight being there. It's free. It's a lot easier to get into. So stuff like my headlamp, or maybe stuff like cordage that I need to pull out, and I don't necessarily want to take this off just yet, but I want to pull out my headlamp to look at something, or I want to pull out some cordage to wrap around something or tie something up, I generally try to put that in the front pocket. Unless, I know I'm not going to need it. Like if I'm hiking in the day, I'm not going to need my headlamp till that night, I'll go ahead and throw it in the side. It's not that you can't get to it. Like you can lift this up and get to it with one hand. It just puts some weight on there to where it makes it a little bit difficult. I don't have an answer for that. This is way better design than what I would have come up with if I tried to do it myself. But that's really the only con as far as the carrier. You are looking at something that's bigger than the USGI or the US Army model Canteen covers, but that's something going into it. It's an actual kit. It's something that you're going to put stuff in, so it's going to take up more room. I have used this without the straps. The straps will just pop off like this, and now you've just got a regular carrier. And I have just stuffed this down into my pack before, so you can use it in different ways like that. But other than that, I mean, I'm really, really happy with this kit. It's there's not a lot of cons that I have about this. As far as cons with the bottle and the cup and the lid, I've got no cons with it. I guess just the price for most people would be the con. But like I said, it's a thing that you can save up for, and if that's what you really want, you're going to save up for it, and you're going to spend money elsewhere so that you can get this. And it's just a buy once, cry once kind of thing. Like I said, I did get mine used, so that's an option too if you want to do that. They don't pop up very often, but I understand titanium is a lot more expensive than stainless steel. So, and it says on the bottle too, Keith. So I know that Keith is the one that's doing this for heavy cover, and that's just going to cost more money. Now let's go over the pros individually of this compared to the Pathfinder stainless steel kit. Weight. When you fill this up with water and you have the cup and the bottle full with water, and you compare it to the cup and the stainless steel bottle full of water, it's remarkable. It really does make a difference in your weight. Stainless steel, for me, in my opinion, it holds flavors. When I pour a drink mix packet into the stainless steel bottle and shake it up and have it in my pack throughout the day, and I go to drink from it when it's empty and I go to wash it out, it takes a good little bit of me washing it and dumping it and washing it and dumping it, and sometimes even after that I can still taste the drink mix in a stainless steel bottle. This titanium bottle, it says on their website, it's non-porous, so it doesn't absorb that flavoring at all. I can make a drink mix in this and dump it out and wash it out, and I don't ever taste that drink mix again. With the cup, the titanium cup, it being non-porous, it helps it not absorb foods and oils and whatnot if you go to cook in it. So stuff doesn't stick as easy for me as what it does in the stainless steel. I know that stainless steel, for the most part, it's stainless, but if you've ever burned something on accident in a stainless steel container or a cup or a pan, you know that it's going to take a while before that black stuff gets out, and you're having to bust out your heavy duty, Scotch pad or steel wool or whatever it is, sand, and to really scrub it. I don't mind it so much in pots, stuff that's liquid based, that I'm going to be cooking liquids and stuff in. But when it comes to foods or like backpacking meals, if I'm not the best person when it comes to doing dishes out in the woods. So I'll normally eat my meal and set it down, and sometimes it's not until later in the day or even the next morning that I'm cleaning stuff out. And to me, the titanium cup just cleans out so much easier than that stainless steel cup did when I was using it all the time. Pros to the Centerline bag, it's pretty obvious. To me, the biggest one is just having that strap. I can leave my pack at my camp, and if I want to go out for a walk and go and do some scouting and stuff, I can just grab this and have my water and whatever I need, some first aid, a snack, whatever, all in this bag, and just have it on my shoulder. I don't know, I haven't looked into it, but I'm sure there's other people now that have come up with a strapped carrying system for your Army model or Pathfinder stainless steel kits. But this just, man, it's just awesome. The cons of this kit, the weight, now that I know, the cap on the Pathfinder Canteen cup is my biggest complaint, and they sell replacement caps for when these seals bust out, but this is my second one. The first one, this little rubber O-ring, it fell out somewhere when I took it off. I was talking or something and took this off and was drinking from it and set it down and went to go do something, and I couldn't find the rubber O-ring anymore. Like it got lost somewhere, so I bought a second cap. The threads on this, since they are plastic, they strip out. And what I was saying, if I don't snap this on here, like what I just did, if I don't snap it on there first, if I just set it on top and start to screw it, it'll screw crooked sometimes. It'll go on crooked, and I've done that before, and all the water, water leaked out of it and got stuff all wet. And even then, it almost feels like, you can feel that it's not a secure fit until you really crank it down. And I feel like that aids in wearing this out quicker, is having to tighten it and over tighten it and all that. I like that the other one has a D-ring, and even their plastic cap that comes with the heavy cover kit, it has a loop in it that you can tie it to, so you're not going to set this down and lose it. I will say having this wider mouth is nice if you're going to fill it up from this lake or whatever, but I haven't really seen a difference in having to have a wide mouth as opposed to the kind of the standard mouth that you're used to on the Army model kits, the plastic bottles. The carrier itself, it's night and day difference for me. It doesn't have a shoulder strap. The pockets on the sides, I don't like how there's so much space between here. With this Canteen kit, if I want to loosen this, I've got some slack. There's slack on the buckles, and I can loosen it and raise it up higher to stuff something else in there, or I can really tighten it down. And I've had stuff fall out of this before if it's tumped over. So I don't ever, when I used this, the last time I used it, I didn't put stuff in here that I didn't want to lose, because it'll fall right out. I can't bash it. I can't say that this one's better than that one just because this is perfect for someone that's just getting into doing this stuff outdoors. This is perfect for someone who doesn't have a stainless steel kit or has never fooled with a Canteen kit. This is just an awesome kit, and as you can see, it's lasted. I still have it. It still works. It's still functional. They've just come up with an improvement. That's what it is. This is just a step forward in improving this. So all in all, those are the biggest differences between these two kits. It's ultimately up to you to decide which one works for you. I know pretty much the determining factor for me when it comes to looking at buying something anytime I go is their price. That's like the number one thing that sticks out for me, and I think the price of this has really deterred a lot of people away from giving it a shot. And I understand that. It may be something that it's just not important to you. You'd rather spend your money on a knife or a tarp or whatever, but now that I've used it, to me it's hands down worth the money. And like I said, I'm going to be buying one brand new and get another mother carrier for it and all that. I just wanted to do a video showing the differences between the two, and just kind of maybe the people that have bought this kit, if you've been getting flack for spending too much and you can't believe it, that someone's spent that much money on a bottle and a Canteen cover, maybe this kind of gives you some support. If you're on the other side that loves their stainless steel, then there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not going to sell this. I'm not going to get rid of it. I still see function in this. This is something that I know I can let my wife use if we go camping, or my buddy if he doesn't have one. It's still a great kit, but I just think they found an improvement, and this is, it doesn't get much better than this. So hope you enjoyed the video today, guys. I really tried to do my best to be unbiased. Like I said, I used both of these now for a good amount of time, and I've just kind of determined what works best for me. So the main thing is that you're getting out in the woods and that you're using this stuff, and you're getting some fun memories made by using it. And whether you're making good food or hanging out with friends, to me that's what it's all about. So thanks for watching, everybody, and be sure to get outside and enjoy the woods.